What's up, everybody? Well, I got another main PC gameplay video for you guys today. And today we're checking out Forza Horizon 6, which I was very excited for and still am. Haven't been a blast with it. Does have some hiccups on most things I've tested on, so hopefully the last two PCs here will do quite well. But hey, why don't we go ahead, hop on in, and also I'm going to be using my racing wheel for this one, so I'm probably going to do terrible compared to the controller, but that's why I'll probably stick to like really easier to run, so I don't think I'm gonna do no S2 cars with that shit right off the rip. That'd be stupid. Anyway, to the game we go. So first, we're gonna just max the game out with ray tracing and all that. Native. I think this is the one PC I have that can handle getting 60 plus most of the time, and I think it still probably will drop under during like a hiccup or something. Although this was a very smooth experience. It didn't really have very many hiccups to speak of compared to some of the other PCs. So it kind of does the meme. It makes me need a $5,000–6,000 computer just to get like smooth frames. That's not completely true. There are lots of other way less, or that cheaper PCs still did all right too. So we did indeed average over 70 FPS, and we had no stutters to speak of. The only time this one I think had hiccups is when we started incorporating DLSS into it. But hey, you lower the resolution, you get more FPS. Usually you're more inclined to have more stutters. That's what I've noticed in my testing days anyway.
Let me tell you about Forza Link. Forza Link tracks the status of you and the people you meet online, and suggests ways for you to link up, converse, and play together.
So now let's see what it can do with some help from DLSS, which most people would probably just click on, at least quality, because you just get a bunch of extra FPS with not a lot of frame issues or frame time issues or graphical anomalies anymore. It's pretty good. Still has some tiny itty bitty issues here and there, but compared to how all the rest of the upscalers do, it's doing great. So we got ourselves 107 FPS, but like I said, we do have a stutter now. Just one little stutter staring us right in the eye. But when you're actually playing the game, it's a very smooth experience. I did not really notice very many, if any, stutters while I was just gaming this time. But hey, you guys can be the judge of that. So, now, I figured, well, not everybody likes ray tracing even with the 5090, so what happens if we turn ray tracing off, but leave everything else exactly the same? So here we go. We'll try it native, we'll try it with upscaling, and then I think we'll move over to some camera. And keep in mind, the whole time I'm using a racing wheel and whatnot that I haven't used in about 6 months to a year, so I'm gonna do absolutely horrible and get my ass handed to me. But I'm gonna have fun while doing it. Well, holy crap, we got 142 FPS and no stutter, so it's not like a FPS thing really on this thing. It must just be something with DLSS, because I've noticed when you turn upscaling on, now that I've gone through all these, it seems like upscaling is the one that adds more stutters on things. So, now we're going to go ahead and turn on a little upscaling. I didn't need it by any means, but I figured some people were curious, and I was too, so here we are. And alright, that is the bottom of the settings. Let's go run a quick bench, and then we'll get ourselves some real gameplay. So, now we got 166 FPS, but we did get a stutter now. So, it seems to be more DLSS and FSR and Intel's upscalers that seem to add the stutters. They don't seem to be very noticeable by any means, but hey, it is what it is. Let's get some gameplay. Alright, let's get a little camera recorded gameplay now. But before we do, let's do something you should never do in real life. Sorry about hitting the camera there. It's so close to my thing. Alright, let's go to the world map and find something to race. Let's see. Let's go over here. Or, yeah, we just fast travel there, fuck it. Now, is this the A button? What the hell is the A button? Is this the 8 button? Yes. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can win this. This thing's supposed to be with flappy paddles, but I'm using clutch and everything like an actual manual. So I'm making the car slower than it ought to be, but it's whatever, it's just a game. Second, whatever. Still learning with this manual thing again. It's been a while since I've played. Slow down a little bit from there. I think I can get through there. Woo! Oh man, I got too sideways. Alright, well what if we don't get as sideways? Man, we gotta just rewind. Glad I have that, otherwise I just lose all the time right now with this setup. And we just need a break. not like doing that's easy. And I'm not on like easiest difficulty or anything. I think I'm on high skill or something like that. Alright, well what other ones can we do? Oh, I guess we could try this one. Maybe. There we go. Alright, what else can we do? Well, I like Corvettes. Let's try the Z06 out. Maybe I can have better luck with him. Although it's not all-wheel drive, so I'm gonna have to mind my manners. I think I got the same exact thing, 5th, right? No, I did worse with this one. Well, whatever. You can't win them all. Screw it. We'll downgrade and go to Mustang Dark Horse. Fast travel.
Alternative. Constantly evolving. Sub Pop Records.
Destruction Derby! Right with shit, fuck it. Nope, didn't work. Hey, that's that cool V10 Viper truck thingy. Alright, I gotta not Mustang around here. Heck yeah, it was barely a win, but I think that's my first win with the steering wheel and the manual. Hell yeah. And it's nice to win, to end on a win. So, let us go wrap us up this video. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Forza Horizon 6 on the main PC here. And I did run into a little snag. It kept crashing, and I thought, oh, not again, not losing my afterburner. But no, it was not Afterburner's fault this time. For whatever reason, I'm hoping on just this particular PC, well it should be because I haven't turned this off on anything else video-wise yet. Had to turn off hardware scheduling. As soon as I did that, boom, now it works. Now if you do that, you won't be able to use frame gen, which, yes, you guys all know with me, hoo-hoo, I care so much. I'm gonna lose so much sleep, not, but it does suck for the people who do like using it. You can't really use it right now. At least for me. Maybe it's just my Astral or something on my setup that makes it crash with it on, but from what I was reading, it seems like quite a few people are having that happen. But then other people with the same exact setup were like, dude, it's fine for me. I don't know what the hell happened to you. So it is what it is. At least I got in there, got some gameplay, and it looks like it's gonna work from now on. I just won't use that for now unless I need to turn it back on for some other game. I'm sure it's one of those things with a system like this, it's not like a night and day difference having it on or off, you know? And I almost never need frame gen anyway, so unless I need to test frame gen again, I'm just gonna probably leave that setting off for now until I'm done with this game anyway. Then I might just turn it back on, or maybe I'll just leave it off in case it fucks with something else, you know? Unless somebody can explain it to being like, oh my god, super ultra useful or something. Either way, it's cool we got a win at the end there too. It seems to run exceptionally well on here, as it damn well should. I was worried it was going to be a stutter as it was on some of the other systems, but no. If you have a super beastly computer like this, you can power through all of that apparently. Secondary computer is pretty good too, but even it had some hiccups. But either way, there's one PC left, and that is the TV PC. Sucks to go back to a controller, but hey, at least that's better than keyboard and mouse for this game. I would not want to play a racing game with a keyboard. Either way, that is all for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And I'd give a peace out with that hand, and I'm sure you could see a peace out and not really even notice the pinky unless you were looking for it, but we're still just going to do a left-handed peace out, because I can do it properly. So peace out, and until the next video.